Well, welcome everybody. Seamus. Oh, he's laying down. Seamus, I just noticed was in here, so I may have to let him out. Hey guys, Abigail, you're back. I'm so glad. Hey Trixie, Donna Cooper, mods, as always, I very much appreciate you being here. Uh, I think yesterday, Spooky Monster Dawn, I hope that I just saw your name and I went back reading some of the comments yesterday, and yesterday's stream just rocked my world. Um, was it you that said you felt left out? I just really love you and I don't want you to feel left out. And I'm sorry if you did. I'm really sorry that you felt that way. That made me feel terrible about it. And I wish I had seen your comment. I did not see it until I went back and watched it. So I'm sorry. I love having you here and I just didn't want you to feel that way. Hey, Liz. Hey, Kestrel. D, I'm sorry that you're not any better today, babe. Thoughts and prayers for sure to you. And I'm sure people would help me out in sending those your way. Hey, West Coast Fancy Nancy. Hey, Just As I Am. HC from LBC. Meredith Lynn. Pat Jonas. Ann and Ashby. Marie Marion. Olga made it. Hey, Olga. Hey, Stella. I love it when you come in, Stella. Hey, Jessamine. I answered your email today. Rachel, welcome in, babe. Hey, Wendy. If Baby Steps, hey, Alicia, I'm glad you're back. If Baby Steps is here today, I just answered your email. It was very lovely. Hey, Heather. Hey, Honey Lou. Yeah, for sure. Healing vibes to D. Hey, Jen Pookie. Dawn Davies. Peggy Collins. Well, Kestrel, and see, this is what I mean. I'm sorry that you also felt left out. I tried as best as I possibly could yesterday to say this will not be for everyone. And I wanted the people who, Kestrel, I know that you may not feel the way that I feel with my beliefs at this point, which is totally respect either way, right? But I didn't want anyone to feel left out. And I didn't want it to be a stream where people did feel excluded. So I'm sorry that you also felt that way, Kestrel, and it was successful for you. That's all that mattered. I know, Dawn, but I just didn't. I love you, and I didn't. I hope that you didn't take it in a bad way. That's all. I just want everyone to feel loved and needed and validated. Hey, Armine, thank you. I wore this not that long ago, and I figure I got to wear it one more time because it's very summery, and we're about to be. It's about to be September, which is weird. Liz Tricks, I love you, girl. Hey, Music Life. Christy Lynn Wilson. I have too. I've been so happy since last night's stream. I have just been really like buzzing happy. A lot of just, I feel very different and in such a good way. And I kind of want to talk about that today. Hey, Angie Moe. Seamus. I hope that you got some antibiotics for that, babe. Let me know. That's terrible. Hey, Barbara Waits. DNV, thank you. Debbie Zito made it. Hey, babe. Hey, Cats. I know you've hardly been around. I'm happy to see you, Cat. Yes, Abigail, same. Hey, Cliff Ann. SoCal Joy. Dawn Davies. Mama Smurf. Thank you, Mama Smurf. I am feeling much better, Music Life. I'm feeling much, much better. Hey, Saved by Grace. It's okay that some streams are not for everyone. You tune in when you want to. Just my thoughts. I totally agree with that. I've said that many, many times as far as, we go all over the place here. This channel is about, we don't have a theme. We just do what we talk about day by day. And for sure, I don't expect everyone to tune into every single one, unless you're Armine or Liz Tricks or, the few people that join me every day. But guys, I never expect that out of you. You do what you're comfortable with, right? I never would expect anyone to be here all the time. Well, Dawn, I'm not saying that's the case. I just don't want you to feel left out. That's all. It's important to me that people don't feel left out. Yeah, Kat, there you go. Thank you, Kat. Hey, P. Taylor. I want to thank you for always encouraging therapy journeys because I started mine yesterday. DNV, I love that for you. I love that. And I'm really happy for you. I bet it's going to be amazing, babe. Hey, Just Jen. Hey, Miss Sunrise Dawn, welcome in. It was an incredible stream yesterday. It really was. Hey, Barbara Aldrich. Sorry, I'm kind of getting behind. Yeah, Barbara Waite, I'm glad that you did. It was incredible. For me, it was incredible. It was probably my favorite stream that I've ever done. Honey Lou, I did not. And I haven't gotten a message from the store where I have my mailbox that I've received anything. So I have not received it yet. I was going to let you know that. Hey, Heather Carr, thank you. I'm glad you were able to be there, Heather. The chat was really going fast yesterday. I agree, Buffy, but I kind of love that. I miss that. You know, we used to get a ton of interaction and engagement. We still do, but I miss those days where the chat was just flying. I remember those days. Seamus, you might need to leave. I don't know yet if you're restless. Oh, good, Lori Lee. I'll be happy to see you there, babe. Margie Barr, welcome in. Hey, Renee B. I really enjoyed yesterday's stream and I wouldn't consider myself religious. I wouldn't consider myself religious. I don't even know if I really fully understand what that means to be religious. It probably means that you have a religion that you worship or pray with. So I get that. It's okay. I don't feel one way or the other about that. Hey, Angel. Heather, thank you. You know what? I found some jewelry today that I have been looking for a year. So this watch I've been looking for a year. If you guys remember, I got this in Kansas City for like $12 at a thrift store. This was a gift from Jeff for my birthday years ago. I never wore it. And I thought I left it in Kansas City all this time. I thought, I don't know where it is. I've lost it. And then this I got at Lady Co in Kansas City like over a year ago. So I was so happy to find, hey, Linda Gillum, find those things. Last night's stream has my heart smiling. Same. Hey, Melissa. Tiffany, welcome in, babe. I hope so too for DNB. Alicia says, yesterday was amazing. If a subject isn't your thing, try again the next day. This is a supportive community that holds space for everyone. I love that about this community. It's so true. It really is true. I just want everyone to feel welcome here, whether it's a stream they're into or not. I want people to feel like they can be here. I don't ever want to be like, if this isn't for you, get out. But if in the kindest way, if it's something that you're like, meh, I'm not into this, I expect you to hop out. You know, you don't want to be here. I get it. Hey, Hux, can you let your brother out? I didn't realize he was in here. And maybe he won't want to leave. Seamus often is kind of slow at everything. It's Seamus. I don't know if he wants out, but he's kind of looks restless. Okay, he did. Thanks, Hux. G. Merrick. Haven't been here much because I'm starting my new career. Hey, congrats. That's a good reason to miss class, babe. Congratulations. That's amazing. Fantastic stream yesterday. I realized I knew more than I thought. That is a good feeling. Music Life, it was a great stream. If you go back and watch it. Oh, I'm sorry. I have problems with my religion due to my mom's death from Alzheimer's. It's just me. Okay, well, I totally get that, Dawn. Babe, I just, again, you don't even have to tell me anything. I just didn't want you to feel left out. I don't want people to feel like we don't want them here because that's just not the case. MLG Gamer, welcome in. Ruth Anna's here. It was Rachel Sandy. Wendy is religious. Kestrel is spiritual, but not religious. I don't think there's any wrong way. Abigail says, yesterday was amazing. You made so much progress, Reese. Plus, I'm super happy that it happened before next week as I'm going to be unavailable for most of it. I am too, Abigail. And you made yesterday very special. Thank you for all your super chats yesterday, all of you. Thank you for the super chats. I want you to understand and know that I deeply thank you for that. It's not something I take for granted. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for all the scripture. It really means a lot. Baby steps. I hope you got my email. I emailed you right before I started the show today, and I'm just same to you. I'm so glad that you got to be a part of it with me yesterday, all of you. Hey, Just Joan. Marie Marion said, "Hi, Huxley." I will, Yadira. Trust me, I've hopped out for quite a few sex talks. Exactly. That's the adult thing to do. And then you just come back when there's a chat that you're interested in. It's just like anything else. It's like a book, a topic, a show, a conversation. You hop out of it if you're not into it. I don't get the people who hate watch. I won't ever understand the people who are like, "Did you see her stream on?" It's like, why? Why would you want to watch that? Why would you want to eat at a restaurant that you hate? Why would you want to watch a show that you are totally disinterested in the topic? It's odd. It's not even something that bothers me anymore. It's like it's strange. Hey, Sophia. Hey, True to It. I love that. P. Taylor, I am considering getting baptized as well. I love that. Hey, Aline. Yes, you can watch the comments on replay. Heather, I did too. And Pat Jonas, yeah, everybody is learning and growing. Hey, old Charlie, welcome. And hey, Lady O. I love that, Liz Tricks. It was an honor to be a part of it. Even though I'm not one of the ones you have private religion talks with, it was still an honor to be a part of that part of your journey. Well, you're still here and we have talks here. I mean, I don't have private. Oh, good. Hey, Jane, got your message. Okay, good, good. I'm interested in your reply on that email, Jane. Do you want that listening Bible that I sent you, Reese? I'll purchase it. No, Abigail, you don't have to do that. I can buy it. I can buy it. Thank you, though. Rachel, I don't really have a lot of private religious talks with people. That's one of the reasons I wanted, hey, Tony's Hooter, I wanted to do it here versus doing like a Zoom or something like that. I wanted to do it so that it was an open conversation that people could take part in if they wanted to. Hey, Joanne Hawley, I wondered about you. I haven't been here much because you're on vacation. I love that. Have a fun vacation, babe. I wondered. I was like, "Where's Joanne Hawley?" I know my customers. I know my class. Wow. Kat, that's terrible. I'm glad you're away from that. That's okay. Dawn, it's totally okay. I just love you and I don't ever want you to feel excluded. That's all. Lil Mama RN, since the death, fallen behind on replay, been going through it since the death of my mom. Now I'm caring for my dad with Parkinson's, trying to move him to an assisted living apartment. That's a lot. That's heavy, babe. And I'm sorry that you lost your mother. That's a beautiful picture of you, though, by the way. I am sorry, and please take all the time you need. We'll see you when we see you. And I know that you have bigger things going on. We love you, and we're here when you need us, okay? You're in good company, though. Buffy is very loved here. Yes. So I have to say, I feel like yesterday was really special for me. I don't know how many people in here didn't watch it or didn't catch it. Yesterday was incredibly special. I would have to say, hey, Miss Sassafras, I think yesterday was my most favorite stream I've ever done. Like, I can't think of another stream where I was like, oh, I really love that stream. I don't even remember most of my streams because they're often not all about a lot. Sometimes when we hit like a major, wow moment, then that, but I stream with you guys so much that yesterday will forever be on my mind. That was just incredible. I went back and watched the moment that Liz threw up that super chat and I watched myself click. Like it was incredible. It really did click for me. It was like a switch and I really did feel different. I felt like I stepped into a different, like I said, dimension. It was Honey Loot was very emotionally powerful. That's a great way to describe it. And a lot of people said like that was the Holy Spirit. I don't entirely know that I understand that yet, but I believe it. I totally believe it. We may not hang back on talking about it because not everyone is interested in the topic. So say we may want to hang back on talking about it. So I just want to talk about the feelings I felt, Abigail. I don't want to go back through questions or discuss the Bible or any of that today. I just want to talk about the shift the feelings that I feel about it going forward. But I hear you. Susan Cook, yes, I am too. I hope you'll be on the Zoom with us too Sunday, babe. I would love to see you. The Holy Spirit is a guide, Reese. Okay, okay. Yeah, you could see your brain get it. It was so cool. It was crazy, Shelly. It just clicked for me and it was really amazing. Hey, Kay Thompson, loved the live last night. It popped into my mind several times today. This community has been so good for me. Love you. I love you too. And I totally agree with that, Kay. And Lady O says there is something about Liz that when she comments, it always hits me in the feels and makes my warm in my heart. Absolutely, Lady O. I think a lot of us feel that way. Elaine says the stream yesterday was enjoyable on many levels, learning and watching Reese's experience and emotions. Yes. Yes, it really was. Yes, West Coast Fancy Nancy, I think you're right about that. Baby Step says, I just saw that you emailed. Did you ever get my email from long ago with some of my history and a bit on lack of feelings? How is that going for you? I think I am a bit better. Love you. I'll go back and do a search. You know what? I made a note actually. That just reminded me. Didn't I make a note? Was it Joanne Hawley? The email is something Hawley 14. Oh my God, I feel bad about that. I'm going to leave that out so I can see it. I will look for both of your emails because I don't like to leave those hanging. Baby steps. This is a great question. Good point. Sophia says you tried to reason with faith. That's usually not how faith works. That's a good point. I did try to reason. I was trying to find reason and lessons, and it just didn't work that way. It was just a different feeling when it hit me, and it hit me. Baby steps, this is a great question. Okay. My history and a bit on lack of feelings. How is that going for you? I think I have only improved the lack of feeling thing. I know what you mean. I absolutely think you guys could answer that too, by the way. I'm with you every day. I think I know exactly what you're saying. It's the training I had in Scientology, the TR training, that causes us to intentionally desensitize. We're trained to not show hey, Lumen, we're trained to not show any feeling of any kind, no reaction, no nothing. Do you guys think that's slowly over the last couple of years? Well, even over the last year, do you think that that's improved? I do. Maybe a little. I don't think it's like a huge shift, but I think that thank you for your question there, Baby Steps. And of course, thank you for the super chat, babe. I absolutely think that I have warmed and softened up. I also know I have because thanks, Alicia. Thanks, Angie Mo. Honey Lou, thank you. Susan, thank you. I think I have because I know I have because certain situations in the past, I don't know how to explain this other than I was super cold. Hey, Megan Roberts, super cold. I was definitely like, well, that's their problem. Like now it still may be their problem, but now I follow up with, and I hope they get help, or that's their problem. And I hope that I can help with that, or that's their problem. And I feel terrible about it. So there's like the human touch follow up for me now that I never had before. Before it was like I was super unplugged and checked out. Susan, how are you feeling today? Love everyone. And I hope if you feel left out that you do know we love you. I love Susan Cook. I wish you guys could have met her. She is so sweet, and her daughter and her granddaughter are amazing. And I mean that. Like, they're hilarious. Her daughter was really fun to chat with. Susan, I love you. And I want to just add on to that. She's right. If you feel left out, know that we love you. It's the truth. It's real. This isn't parasocial. It's real. This is a real community. Whether you want to believe that or not, it is. Thank you, Susan, for your super chat. Hey, Kimberly Martin, you were detached. It's a survival mechanism, 100%. Did I say hi to you, Wine, a little bit more? Welcome in, babe. Yes, Barbara Waite. It's almost... I'm really glad you did, Megan Roberts, and I hope that she comes in. We would love to welcome your friend here. It was almost like you were in a haze going through the motions. Honey Lou, totally. We witnessed your heart melt and change and grow. The wall that was built up has come down. I love you, Fancy Nancy. Guys, I really do believe that. Um, I've had some, well, we would love to meet her, Megan Roberts. Please tell her that she's welcome here. Please tell her that. Abigail, we won't be influenced when people try to trick us with lies so clever they sound like the truth. We won't be influenced when people try to trick us with lies so clever they sound like the truth. Instead, we will speak the truth in love, growing in every way more and more like Christ. Oh, I love that. Abigail, I love that. That reminds me of the second I realized it yesterday. That scripture makes me think of that. The second I realized it, we will speak the truth in love, growing in every way more and more like Christ. So that to me is what a Christian is. That totally speaks to what a Christian is. To me, the definition of a Christian, I'm sure there's more to it, right? I haven't read the Bible and I don't know a whole ton yet. But a basic, simple answer for me is a Christian is someone who's Christ-like, who tries to follow in the footsteps of Christ and understands why they're here and the lessons as to why his only son was sacrificed. That totally makes sense to me. I love this one, Abigail. As a matter of fact, I got to take a picture of that. I love that. Rhonda Frank, I don't think she's here today, Yadira. She was yesterday. Abigail, that is a really special one. Thank you for super chatting it. That was incredible. That one spoke to me, Abigail. Baby Steps, I forwarded that email on August 15th. That helps with the search. I'll just type in your name to search for you in my Gmail account. Thank you, Baby Steps. I will look for it. And thank you for the super chat, babe. I knew you would as soon as I saw that as my daily scripture email. I knew it had you written all over it. Abigail, that is isn't that interesting? That's not a coincidental thing. I so believe how that just came together for her. And then she passed it on to me. That's incredible. I wanted to say, as a new believer, you will face spiritual attacks on another level now. Be prepared with prayer. Satan doesn't want us believing. I think I already went through a lot of that. I'm not necessarily a new believer. If you recall, I met God, right? I totally started believing in and speaking to and praying to God. What, guys? Like 6 to 9 months ago? And it's funny because right when that all started happening, the second is when I started getting attacked, like hardcore attacked. I mean, I'm assuming that's why, but I don't know. I mean, maybe they have nothing to do with each other. But I noticed the timeline in that the second I started realizing and accepting God into my life I was getting 5, 6, 7 videos a day made about me. Like, I'm a liar, I'm a snake, I'm a con, I'm a whatever, snake oil salesman. So I'm already prepared for that, saved by grace, and ready and willing. Ready and willing. None of that stuff ever knocked me down. It took away a bunch of my subscribers, but it'll never be zero, right? And the thing I feel about that, hey, Aspire to Inspire, I really feel differently about it. After yesterday, especially, but I've felt this way for a while. I feel very differently as far as people who are going to be hateful or attack or bully or criticize, whatever it is. I just, you know how people say, give it to God. I really do feel like God will take care of that. However he's going to take care of that. I'm not really that concerned about it anymore. I'm not concerned about it. You're either in or you're against, right? Like someone said to me today, and I had to make a note of it. I loved it so much. She said, nobody floats in my boat while drilling holes in the back. I had to write it down. A friend of mine said that today. Hey, Patricia, nobody floats in my boat while drilling holes in the back. I would rather have all of you here with me, and then just the people who want to attack, they're just out in the open doing it. They have every right to do it. Let them do it. At least they're making themselves known. Like they're not stabbing us in the back. They're not pretending to be our friend. I'd rather have full enemies like that than people close to me pretending to be my friend while drilling holes in the back, right? Abigail, everyone will hate you because you are my follower, but the one who endures to the end will be saved. I love this too. That's New Testament. Abigail, thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat. And that's the other thing I thought about too. I don't want to sound too much here, but guys, like from what I know, and I haven't read the Bible, Jesus was majorly attacked. You know, good people get attacked. It's not anything new. It's not shocking. Like let them do it. Let them do it. That's kind of how I feel about it. Uncle Dimples, it's wild. I've been gone for months and you're still learning lessons. All the Scientology people are toxic. Okay, well, welcome. Welcome to the shit show. I don't know what to tell you. That's kind of a dumb thing to say, to be honest. But, you know, maybe you should see if you're doing anything toxic in your life before you just start attacking other people. It's a very, West Coast fancy Nancy. You can choose to focus on the negative or live your life. There you go. Now that you have accepted the sacrifice of Christ, it will be another level of attack. It could even be more subtle and evil. We'll cover with prayer. Okay, well, all we can do is move forward, right? I mean, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that doesn't happen, baby steps. And thank you for your super chat. What was I going to say? There was something I wanted to say. I can't remember. Everyone is constantly learning, Music Life. Everyone is constantly learning. Guys, the best I can do, this is the best I can do. And I'm happy with the path that I'm on. I am so aware. You know, I said something yesterday about why does there have to be good and evil? Hey, Kathy Burkhart, why does there have to be good and evil? I don't know that I still fully get that I have an answer to that, but it makes total sense that I was on the path of evil with Scientology. There is no question in my mind now more than ever. I used to kind of, hey, Tiffany B, I used to kind of, if you guys remember, I didn't defend Scientology, but I kind of softened it. And I didn't soften Scientology as an organization. I softened my trauma. So there's a difference. I wasn't like, they're good people. I was saying like, my experience wasn't that bad. It's all we knew. They're trained to do that. I always kind of justified it, right? Yin and yang, Shelley. And there you go, Patricia. The attacks will come closer. Well, shields up, everybody. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I'm not really scared. Shields up. Scientology is so evil. It's truly evil. There's no other way of looking at it. The things, am I not wearing earrings? Oh my God, I feel naked. That's weird. I always put earrings on. No wonder I thought I looked ugly. I was like, something isn't right. It's off. I look ugly. That's what it is. We're missing a little hoop huggy, my ear cuff. Jeez, it's going to throw off the whole show now. Now I just see naked ears. I have weird ears. You know, I always wished that my ears would do this. Do you ever see, like Fred had ears like that? You know, people's ears that like stick out like this? I always love seeing people with their ears. Like if there was a surgery to make your ears stick out, I would do it. I think men are so cute with ears like that. But when I see women with ears like that, I'm like, oh, I want your ears. You don't see it as much with women. Do you ever notice that? Do you ever notice like people from the 40s had ears like that? Why? Like my grandpa's had ears like that, and so did Fred, but you don't see them these days. It's like the ears went with that generation. Excuse me. Baby steps, you will be fine as long as you keep your eyes on him and trust in him, not to scare, just make you aware. I totally get that. And I'm sure it's coming. And just as a YouTuber, I get attacked. So I guess what I mean is just shields up. Yeah. Attacks are not news, says Kestrel. And baby steps, I know what you mean. I'm glad that you told me. And thank you for super chatting me. For we're not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in the dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. I would have guessed that to be Old Testament. Wow. I don't know why. It's not like I've read the Bible, but I just thought that seemed a little more old school. Abigail, thank you. That's terrifying. And thank you for your super chat. Reese has the fortitude to deal with future attacks. I think I do. I think I do. And Sophia's like, go get some. I can hear Sophia, go get some earrings. Get better layers. I love your ears, Armene. I love your ears. When you and I do either Zoom calls on the Zoom or when we FaceTime on your iPad, I admire the hell. See, mine aren't even long enough to make them stick out. But I just think those ears that stick out are so cute on people. I used to say that to Fred. I would go, God, I love your ears. And he'd go, sweetheart. It was like he was concerned about it. I loved his ears. I love how those things just stuck right out there. Your ears are tiny, Heather. Yeah, I've always been told I have small ears. Hey, Nicole Hazel Miller. So somebody else said yesterday, and they left a comment after the show. And I just want to say this. There's one thing I want to address. It's totally fine that they said it. This is not anything I'm upset about. The only thing I would mention to the new folks, Reese loves the weird. I do, Shelly. I really do love different, like odd characteristics on people. I love it. That's okay, Abigail. You can just type it in the chat or email it to me. Someone said, do you guys know, everybody knows, I don't need to ask, everybody knows that I say that Gert was born in the manger next to Jesus. Here's the thing about that. I think God knows my heart. I think God knows my humor. Yes, Armina, I love your ears. I think God knows my humor. And I also believe 100% that God knows how much I love animals. Since I was born, I've had animals. My house was literally a zoo growing up. My animals were everything. I was home alone all the time. All I had was my animals. So for me to say that she was born next to the Lord is not me mocking. I mean, I've said this so many times. It's out of pure love. Hey, Lisa Kelson, I'm not mocking or making fun of religion. I'm not making fun of God. Most of you know that. Like Liz Tricks, who's a true Christian, Abigail, all those people have said it doesn't offend me. Well, somebody left me a comment yesterday and they said, now you understand why saying that your dog was born next to Jesus is offensive to a lot of us. And that's fine to say that. The only thing that I have a real big button on, do not speak for other people. Do not speak for other people. I cannot stand when people loop in others and go, this is why we're offended. You don't get to do that. It's not fair. Don't speak for other people. You have no idea how other people feel. I really can't stand it when people do that, like they stuff for us. I'm always like, who's they? Now, that is something they trained us in Scientology, like speaking in generalities. You want to break that down. But I really do stand by that here. I mean, no offense to anybody who believes in God about that. I believe in God. And I believe that in my mind, I hold her on that high of a level. She's next to God in my mind. So for me to make up a sweet little story like that is not harmful to anyone. And if I could talk to God right now, I think God would be on my side with that story. I think God would say, that's lovely that you feel that strongly, your love for your animal that much. I love Jesus now and I love God. So to put Gertie next to Jesus is not an offensive thing to do. And the other thing I think about, leave me out of your we. I love that, Jessamine. Yeah, Lumen, it is. I'm an adult. Hey, Sam, and I know you're being humorous. I'm being humorous, but it's also because I love her so much. I love her so much that she's, to me, next to Jesus. That's all that means. Like, people are going, here's the other thing. Hey, Alana. I know, Alana, it's silly. People are going to always interpret things however they interpret them. We talked about this at length the other day. People are always going to see a version of who you are in their minds. You're not responsible for that version of however they interpret you. So once that story leaves my mouth and you get offended by it, I'm not really responsible for that. I have a hard time with that logic because I've said this before. Like, I can't say, I hope something horrible happens to you and then you're offended by it. And I'm like, how you took that is how you took that. No, that's on me because I meant something harmful when I said it. So it kind of bothers me when people are like, your triggers are your triggers. Yeah, I guess they are. I mean, the truth of the matter is, if I'm crying over something or if I'm angry, I can't blame it on you and say, you made me cry. Right. Like I went, I don't know how else to say this other than a Scientology. I went the effect of it. I hope that makes sense to you. It's the highest expression of your love for the great Gert. Not offensive to me. It is. That's all it is. It's just how much I love her. But also, I know that God knows my humor and my love for animals. And God would look at that and go, that makes sense that she would say that. I know her. That's her. That's something she would say. I have been making up stories like that about my animals since I was little. Ask my mom this. I have my own weird little languages with my animals. I'll never share them on YouTube. It's the most silly thing. I literally have a whole other language I flip to with Gertie. It's not English, it's just sounds. But I do it to her, and I did it with my Chihuahua too, and it's the weirdest thing, but I have these, like, I've done it since I was little. My mom's told me, she's like, "Since you were little, you used to sit down and have, like, full conversations with your animals," and I was like, "I know, I still do it, mom." Like, I'm crazy about my animals. I would never make fun and put like Jesus and Gertie in the same sentence as if I'm making fun. If I'm making fun of Jesus, then I'm making fun of Gertie too. And I would never make fun of either one of those things. You see what I mean? And it's fine to feel that way. I'm not trying to get that person to unfeel that way. Feel that way. You can say, I'm still offended. Absolutely within your right to do that. But don't say, that's why a lot of us are offended by that. Don't speak for other people. I hate when people speak for other people. To anyone who felt left out yesterday, know you matter to us and me. It was a special stream with certain focus. Hugs. I love you, baby steps. It's such a nice, validating thing to say. Yeah, Abigail, absolutely. Oh, so true. Some people always try to use faith or religion for their own purposes, like judging others. Yes. Your love for Gertie is extremely endearing. Yeah, Lumen, absolutely. Remember in Bruce Almighty, God tells him, Bruce, you have a divine spark. You have a gift for bringing joy and laughter to the world. I know I created you. Yes. Yes. You know, that was really sad. I told you I just watched that again recently. And it's so sad because I think his dad had passed away in the movie, Jim Carrey's dad. And I love when God says to him, he makes God laugh. And he goes, you always were funny, Bruce, just like your father. And it makes me cry. That part always makes me cry because you can see it in his eyes the second he says it. He's like, who are you? But it's really sweet. He goes, just like your father, is really cute. Reese, did you see what was said in the chat? Dog spelled backwards is God. I did know that, Angie Mo. Yes. Yes. I also don't believe that God is easily offended. I just don't. How many Christmas pageants have lobsters and giraffes? Why not a Gertie? Exactly. I have never baby talked my son, but definitely speak baby talk and funny voices to my pets. Oh my God, Honey Lou, you have no idea. It almost sounds like French when I do it. Like I'm not sure what the language is, but I've done it with almost all of my animals. And it's this weird, like I don't know. I'm embarrassed even talking about this. It's really embarrassing. I have never spoken this out loud ever. I mean, my mom's heard me do it when I was a child, but I truly like I will throughout the day. Hey, Natalie, throughout the day, I will go to Gertie and I'll be like, like I'll just make these crazy weird sounds. And I know I'm not the only one. My sister does it. My sister does it, but she tries to hide it. I've seen her do it. But like I make these weird sounds and I'll be like, Shipa, Jama, Shipa. Like I just make these weird, I'm really embarrassed that I just did this on YouTube. That's what I do. That's how I talked. Hey, Tash Bits. If you're not talking for your pets, what are you even doing with your life? But it is true. It's true. Like, you know, I do the Gertie voice with you guys. I do that all day long. That's how I talk to her. But I flip to, hey, Elena Rainerman, I flip to a different language in the Gertie voice. And I do these like, it almost sounds French. I'm like, Shipa, Chapa, Mishata, she pee. Like I'll just say these weird things. And she always looks at me like, you are a nutty bird. But I've done it forever and I do it all the time. Liz. Hildy, I need to know, what are your thoughts on yesterday's stream? Buffy, she snored through it. That was her thoughts. It was rude as hell. Hey, P. Taylor, off topic, but did you see Jenna on News Nation? What is News Nation? Is that a channel? Is that like a YouTube channel or a TV? It was really good. The second half is tomorrow. No, I don't follow anything with the ex-Scientologist, but that sounds incredible. Thank you, P. Taylor. No, I knew nothing about that. And thank you for your super chat. Liz. I baby talked to my dog Simon. He's a male Gertie. He's the size of a newborn. Exactly. She's the same size as, hey, Audra in Denver. She's the same size as a newborn. Meowies. That's hilarious. I'm definitely annoying as crap when I talk to my dog. Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. And I don't know if more women do it than men, because I think when Tommy and I were together, I got him doing it. Like even not that long ago, I talked to him on the phone and I told him, I said, Gertie is not eating. And he totally flipped. It was the funniest thing. He went, doing it right, pooping outside, living your life. He started singing the song. He remembered it. I was like, that is hilarious that you remember that. And he was like, that's how I used to get her to eat. And I said, I know, I invented the song, dude. You're talking to the inventor here. But it was so funny. And so I don't know if men do it too, but women, you talk to Gregory, your kitten, Lumen. Yeah, Buffy does it all the time. I loved it when Tommy would sing to Glenda. It was so cute. It was so cute. How is Tommy doing these days? I think he's doing really well. I talk to him every once in a while. Hey, Haggis Basher. We're on really good terms. I would consider him a friend. He loves it. Men do it in secret. Well, hi, Jenny. Oh, good Lord. Mila. He loves it where he lives, him and his brother both, and it sounds like they're doing really good things there. So I'm happy for them. Guys do it too. My hubby is equally as obsessed with our dog. What do you know anyway? What kinds of things? Jenny, I just told the world about our secret language that I know that you fully understand. You know how mom will flip over and go, Japa, Japa. Yeah, Paul Shaw. Cheepoo, cheepoo. Meow meow, cheepo. That's what I do. I missed the little Jesus song. Someone gave me one, and I'm not religious, but I keep. Tommy watched. Renee B. I know he did. I've talked to him about it. Which little Jesus song? Take a tiny Jesus, put him in your pocket. Blee, 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 blee. That one? It's French, people, says Yadira. You know our secret language. Jobon, Biamasha, Cheepoo, cheepoo. I do it all the time. All the time. Okay, Audra in Denver, I sang it for you. Oh, you're really tiny too. Did you know? Punky, did you know that you were born right next to the Lord? You were born right next to Christ. And that's not an offensive thing to say, because Christ says, if she could have been there, I would have had her there. Everybody else was there. There was like little lambs and stuff. You would have fit right in. You look like that little lamb chop character anyway. You're gorgeous and stunning. You're a baby bird. She's very Christ-like anyway. She's from the heavens. She's everything but the wings. I don't know how we got so off topic, everybody, but I love you, Audra in Denver. Not offensive. And whoever takes offense to that, I truly am sorry. It's not meant to be an offensive thing. Is she even real, Buffy? It remains to be known. I'm not sure, girl. I'm not sure. I want to say, though, I do have a question. Gertie could be the hay in the manger. You could be the hay in the manger. Yes, you could. Your hay is really out of control, though, and we need to brush that hay. Oh, it's really special, though. Little. All I can say, it's the cutest interaction I've seen all day. Thank you, Honey Lou. Hey, Zoe, I do have a question for you guys. Not necessarily a question. Oh, Wendy, she is something else. I'm not trying to keep this on the religious tone. Thanks, Wendy Brewer. I'm not trying to keep this on a religious topic, but I will say this. Hey, Grandma Sunshine Dragon. You know how I know I've grown? You know how I know things are different for me? And not since yesterday, just in the last 6 months. I would say that I have softened a lot. I would say that I am way less harsh and Scientological. Guys, I've had conversations with people. It's no secret, and you don't have to beat around the bush or be nice about this. I used to be more harsh. I used to be more harsh. And some things have come up in my life, even recently in the last few days, and I don't want to say what it is, but some things have really hurt my heart, like some life changes and events that have happened. And I feel sad about it. I feel very differently than I would have felt like a year ago, let's say. But something, you know what, how I know I've changed? You know how I feel a big shift? When I took my walk today and I was just up on the hill looking out. Yes, Sophia, I was looking out at the like the rolling hills and such a pretty walk. But the point is, you know what I realized? This is going to sound terrible and I'm about to admit to something really horrible, but I'm pretty open here and thanks Trixie. I'm pretty open here and I don't mind admitting that I've effed up before, and I don't mind admitting that I had really dark thoughts before. I'm real, I'm a person, and I'm not the same person I was a year ago. I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago, and I have changed into something better, which was what I've always been striving to do since I left Scientology, right? I've always been like, I've said this, if you're a Scientologist and you leave, you have to work to be a better person. We're not good people. We're just not. We're trained to be bad people. That's where we get our training, is how to harm people. That's where you hear fair game. I see it left and right. It's a real thing. People use it. We're trained to use it. Here's how I know things are different. Michael Anthony, what are you talking about and what do you teach? I don't teach anything. I certainly don't. Michael Anthony, welcome in. I'm a former Scientologist, so I don't really know much. I'm learning with this community about the world, I would say. They're teaching me more so than I'm teaching them. Yeah, and that's fair too, Patricia. Like none of us are the same person we were a year ago. It's really unfair to hold somebody to who they were in their past because people do change and grow. Sometimes it's for the worse, but sometimes it's for the better. And I think it's really unfair. So I'm beating around the bush on purpose because I'm embarrassed to say what I'm about to say. Thank you, Sophia. Abigail says, my dear friend, must build each other up in your most holy faith. Pray in the power of the Holy Spirit. In this way, you will keep yourself safe in God's love. New Testament. That's beautiful. Thank you, Abigail. You teach connection, Reese. Thanks, Trixie. Must build each other up in your most holy faith. Pray in the power of the Holy Spirit. In this way, you will keep yourself safe in God's. I kind of want to know more about what the Holy Spirit is. We'll have to get into that someday, like praying in the power of the Holy Spirit. I don't know if I fully get the concept of that. We'll have to talk about that sometime. Very curious about the Holy Spirit. I hear about it, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. Thank you, Abigail, for that super chat. Guys, I know I've come a long way, and here's why. I have stuffed this away. I don't think about it much anymore because I don't want to think. I'll talk about it, but it's kind of one of those, like, it's just a loop. It's on a loop. There's no solution to it. And it angers me and it saddens me. Oh, Holy Spirit is God's love. Interesting, Shelley. Thank you. God's messenger. Thank you, Sophia. That's different. Huh. I like that. Patricia, yeah, we will learn together, girl. The Jesters. Just going to say it. The Jesters. That was a part of my life. The Royal Order of Jesters, which was it's a secret society. It's a secret cult. That's a spinoff. You have to be a Mason and a Shriner in order to be involved. I was married to 2 men that were jesters. We know this. I don't talk about it a lot anymore, but I do feel like I want to talk about it more lately. That I truly believe they're evil. I mean, no question in my mind. I believe that they practice sex rituals, which I believe are demonic. I believe that's of another another dimension. I believe that's totally evil. And I know that because they practice weird stuff, sex stuff. And I will tell you, and I've said this before. Thanks, Helena. I've said this before. Scientology didn't make a dent. I love this. Audra in Denver says, I'm learning also, Reese, open-minded, but not religious, have no idea what to do. Well, Audra, stick around, babe, because we'll learn together. I don't know either. And I'm glad that there are people who are going to walk with me through that I'm not the only one. The jesters practice evil, says Shelley. They really did. And the way that I reflect looking back on that, Scientology may be evil because it tears families apart. They're harmful to children, but they're harmful to all beings. They're harmful to all people, children included, seniors, things like that. They're very, very harmful. This is different. It's not better. I don't know that it's worse. It's worse. Probably. I don't know if it's worse. Scientology, they're just totally different monsters, I guess is what it is to me. They're equal poison. They're just totally different kinds of poison. They're monsters, though. Both large entities, both monster demonic organizations, in my opinion. But I will say this, Scientology didn't break me. It didn't break me. It did not. I somehow survived it. I didn't do great. I wouldn't say I thrived in Scientology, but I survived it. And I came out of it thinking that really hurt for 38 years, but I'm okay. I'll be okay. I have my friends. I have this channel. The jesters nearly broke me. Came very, very close. Yes, Patricia, the jesters, yes, Spooky Monsters, Dawn, exactly. Don't the jesters practice a strange form of Christian-like, but not Christian rituals? Wasn't your ex a chaplain for them or something? Yes, he was. The jesters are more intentional about hurting and dehumanizing people. Evil has many phases, says Baby Steps, and that's true, right? Salt and sugar are not the same, but they look the same. Jesters sound like Sodom and Gomorrah. God struck the whole city down. I don't know that story. My point is, I don't talk about this a lot. It really almost ruined me. I'm not being dramatic. The jesters almost ruined me, broke me mentally, like really made me feel like a slave, made me feel like my life was at stake. A couple of times I was threatened with my life. I never felt that way in Scientology. I never felt that. As evil as Scientology is, guys, I did not feel like my life was in danger. The jesters to me feel way more like an episode of The Sopranos. The jesters feel way more like insidious and like they'll clip you, like they'll get you. Like that's how it felt. While I'm not afraid of them, I don't want it's like it would be like doing black magic, right? Like I don't welcome that shit into my life. I'm not going to play with it just to see what happens. You know what I mean? That's what I feel about the jesters. I'm not scared of them. But I don't want to mess with them either because it's just I feel like it brings in the darkness of another world. That's how I feel about it. Your jester story creeped me out. I don't scare easily. Thank you, Audra in Denver. Jesters see women as things to play with. It's gross. They're total objects. Yes. I think God protected you and placed you into both situations so you could use your skills to help fight against the evil they are to take both orgs down. I think so too, Liz, and I hope that's true. I hope God uses me for that. I think he already is, but I think that's true. I hope I can be of use to expose both in a big way. Scientology treated everyone equally bad, essentially. Yes. Yes, Dawn. So here's my point. The reason I bring that up. Correct, Heather. I don't wish anything bad on people. I've really tried to avoid that my whole life. Hey, Viggy Cats. My necklace, Grandma Sunshine Dragon, this was something I found today that I have been looking for over a year. This is a necklace that was bought by my ex-husband Jeff for my birthday one year in a store in Kansas City, but they're out of Italy, and it was called Del Del Brenna, Brenna, Del Brenna. It was a very pretty necklace. I was shocked he bought this. It wasn't cheap. He picked it out, which he never picked out jewelry. We were walking past the store and he saw it in the jewelry case in the window. And he was like, I love that necklace. Do you? And I said, yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's a little big for me, if you guys know. Like, I don't usually wear big, chunky pieces like this. And he just loved it. And he got it for me without me knowing for my birthday. So I don't ever wear it, but I found it today. And I thought, I'm going to wear it with this red. So thank you. What is the blue? I'm not sure. And then I'll get back into what I was saying because I want to say this here. Let me show you. You can do it on either side. It's not turquoise. It's a coin. See, it's like the head of something. It's a coin. It's painted. Hey, Kim is blue. And the other side has like a tree and some dude. Let's see if it says Del Brenna. Yep. See that? It says Del, D-E-L, Brenna, made in Italy. I probably won't wear this very often. Yeah, it had a design on it. You don't wear big chunky pieces. You have rings the size of your finger. True, but I'm not a big statement necklace person. I've never been like big, like Kendra Scott had like those big, I had one once, but like I'm not a huge, I like to layer my necklaces. And this is a little big for me, but I still like it. I'll wear it. Thanks, Lisa Kelson. I do too, Jennifer P. God will take care of the jesters in Scientology as he sees fit. Rainy day, D, I agree with that. You're welcome, Heather. So I want you guys to hear me out because what I'm about to say, I keep stalling about. I'm kind of embarrassed about it. I am not a hateful person. I've got all kinds of flaws. Trust me. I've said things like, I hope you get a pubic hair in your coffee. I hope you fall down an icy flight of stairs. I've said things like that. And that's as far as I'll go with it. I'm never going to be like, I hope that person dies. I'm never going to be like, I hope you go straight to hell. I only go so far. I don't want to wish harm on people because I truly do believe in karma too. And I also just believe that's playing God. That's playing God, right? Like trying to expose people, trying to get karma to come quicker is worse to me. Like let God take care of that. That's not my job. Sophia, thanks, Biggie Cat. Waiting for God to fix the world is like waiting to win the lottery without buying a ticket. It takes people to change the world. Well, but I'm not going to wish harm on anybody is my point. So if that's what it takes to change the world, I'm not going to be a part of it. I don't want to go, I hope that dude gets fired and loses his family or whatever. Like, it's not my place to feel that way. It makes my heart feel weird when I feel that way about people. Like, I really want to hate my father, but I don't hate him. I don't hate him. Abigail, I know that nothing good lives in me. That is in my sinful nature. I want to do what is right, but I can't. Thank God. The answer is in Jesus Christ, our Lord. I love New Testament. Thank you, Abigail. And I love that. That's very fitting exactly for what we're saying. Thank you for your super chat. Trixie. So there's a fine line. I get that it takes people to change the world. I have no doubt of that. You can't give everything to God. It takes people. God put us here, I think, to change things, right? You can't put everything on God. But this is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. I think the jesters were so evil. I don't think. The jesters were so evil. It made me a darker person living in that, going out to all those parties, associating with them all the time. That was my life for years. I didn't have any other friends and I was constantly surrounded by these guys and just the darkness in his computer. The wives at these parties walking around going, oh, I'm so proud to be married to a jester. Aren't we just so lucky to be married to jesters? I mean, they had these women brainwashed and they drank all the time. And I was the only one at these parties that ever didn't drink. I don't drink. You are the company you keep. Yes, I know, Jennifer P. So I'm not trying to blame and say they made me evil. I wasn't evil, but I felt like I took on a darker persona for sure. I was hateful as hell being around that stuff. I fought with Jeff 6 days a week. I was so unhappy. I felt trapped. Um, I would have this ultimatum placed on me all the time, like, keep your mouth shut, don't talk about it to anyone, and especially me, don't talk about it to me. So then what would I do? I would blab my mouth to Jeff and I would bitch and complain, and then I would go somewhere, I'd go buy groceries, I'd go buy clothing, whatever it might be. The second I'd get to the store, he'd turn off my credit card and embarrass the shit out of me. And then I would come home because he tracked my phone everywhere I went, and I would come home and I would slam the door and I'd throw my purse down and he would know I'd be mad, but he would have the upper hand, of course, right? He's punishing me. And I'd walk into his office or the kitchen or wherever he was, and he'd have a smirk on his face, ready to fight me. And I'd give him the smirk right back. And he'd go, didn't get to buy what you wanted, did ya? And I would go, you motherfucker. You think that was slick? And he would go, well, maybe next time don't bring up the gestures and you will be rewarded. But for now, you're being punished. And it was so awful. And that was my life. And that was my choice, by the way. I'm not saying, poor me, I was in a bad place. That was my choice to be there. Even though he would take my car keys and say, you're not going anywhere, I could have left, right? So that was my choice to be there. But I'm trying to give you a picture of what it was like day in and day out, right? So then we would fight, fight, fight. And he'd go, don't forget Friday night, we're going to a jester party and you have to go. And I'd go, fuck you, I'm not going. I don't want to go. I can't stand you. I can't stand these people. And he'd go, I didn't ask. You're going. And I'd go, I'm not going. And he'd go, I'll put you in the fucking car. You're going. Like, it was horrible. I had to be his plus one at every one of those things, right? Where women were allowed. And it made me super nasty as a human being. I mean, nasty. And I just was really unhappy. My heart was cold. I couldn't find a lot of happiness where I was at home. And I believe truly that's why I wanted to leave the house so much. That's why I constantly like went down to Lady Co and I would shop or work there. That's why I wanted to go to the grocery store all the time. That's why I wanted to go visit Pam at her store. Like, I just had to get the hell out of that house most of the time. I would try to find something to do just to get away. So I remember saying to him once, and I didn't think about this until yesterday. Last night, I thought about it. I haven't thought about this in a long time, but I really used to try to assert my dominance back in the best ways I could. How could I do that? He had the upper hand financially. He had the upper hand with the bills. Like, he was paying. I didn't pay for hardly anything, right? Like, I had my own bills, my own credit card bills, things like that I paid if I had a credit card. I had one at the end of our marriage just to build up some credit because I wanted to get divorced and have some credit so that if I had to buy a house or something. You were a caged dog. Yes. So I felt like almost like the movie Sleeping with the Enemy with Julia Roberts. Like, he was just, it was that. It was like I was forming a plan in my mind. But the only way that I could try to feel like I had some control was to assert my dominance back by saying, I'm not going. Like, I tried to do whatever I could, but I knew he won. I already knew he had the upper hand. I knew that he had the keys to everything, but I still had to like kick up dust at him as much as I could. But I knew I wasn't going anywhere. I knew that he had control of me and it sucked. This is the reason I'll never get married again. I'll probably never get remarried. It ruined, I love relationships and I love love, but it ruined me. I want to be able to pick up my shit and get the hell out if I have to. I will never be in a situation again where a man picks up my keys and goes, you're not going anywhere. Do you know how many times he did that to me? And it was like, I don't know why. I always think in movies or concepts. Do you remember the part in Jaws where the kid gets eaten by the shark? The filming of that movie is really good. My first husband used to point out like angles, film camera angles and stuff in movies. Do you remember the part where somebody goes like shark or whatever and the kid gets eaten and the camera goes like it zooms in on him? It's so cool how the camera does that. That's how I felt when he would do that to me. I felt panicked. I felt this state of panic. He'd hold up my keys and he'd go, "You're not going anywhere." And it never, like, nothing set me. I guess what I'm trying to say is I never felt that way once in Scientology. I never felt like I was literally like had Satan running through me. I never felt that way. And it's the absolute truth what I'm telling you. Like, it would zoom in on my face and I'd feel the heat rush up, and it was literally like someone going, "Shark." Like, I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I'm not this sad, poor little, like, lay down and take it type of woman. I will fight if I have to fight. I'm not a natural fighter, but if you fight, I'll fight. I have no problem doing it. You have to throw the first swing, right? But after the first swing is thrown, I'll absolutely swing back. That's how I feel. I'm not going to instigate fights. I'm not a big shit starter. I'm not a shit stirrer. I don't love drama. But if you bring it to my table, I will absolutely address it, right? Most of us, I think, are that way. Some people thrive on fighting and they love drama and gossip. I don't. So nothing made me feel more like less than a human, like a slave. I felt like a slave, even though I lived in this beautiful home, even though I had my animals, even though I could go swipe a credit card and buy a necklace, or he would buy me really nice, expensive necklaces, right? It didn't make up for the damage. I don't want this shit. I want freedom. I don't care about that. Do you know how much jewelry I have before I met Jeff? Do you know how many bags and shoes and clothes? It's not like I was living on the streets. I've always had nice things. That doesn't impress me. I want you to love me, right? Like, I want you to care for me. I want to be your one and only. I want you to choose me over that. And here's the problem. Even though I wasn't a believer in God, Trixie, this is my middle name. This is my motto. And I mean this. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Right? Like, don't attack. Just leave my name out of your mouth and we won't have a problem. I promise you I'll go in silence. I will go the fuck away in any situation. You have to poke at me in order for me to do anything. It's not like I love stirring the pot. I hate drama. I hate that shit. Wendy, I could. Why not sell it and get something different? Because where am I going to sell this? Poshmark, right? And if I sell it on Poshmark, I'll probably get $100 for it. And I think he paid 600. So I don't sell a lot of my expensive things because I would rather keep the item than get nothing for it. And I think it's pretty. I think you get the point. You got to give it to get it. Yeah. Respect. Respect gets respect, in my opinion. This is so long-winded, but I'm sorry this is therapeutic. And for whatever reason, guys, I need to talk about it because it came up in my mind and it's just something I need to say. And I'm still not getting out what I was trying to say because I feel ashamed. You don't have to give up your financial independence to be married. Kestrel, I know that. I had separate bank accounts with him. We didn't even share a bank account. That's not the point. It's not the point. I don't want to feel tied down. And until I feel better about it, I just will always feel that way. You can also just be with someone and never be married too. Like, there's either way. It's just what works for the couple. I guess what I'm trying to say is I wasn't a believer in God then, but I knew that I was dealing with some demonic shit. The jesters are evil. It's a whole different layer of darkness. Scientology never felt like that to me. Just didn't. I felt like I was in danger. Spiritually, too, by the way. Spiritually, I felt like I was in danger. Physically, I knew I was in danger. He had said it to me more than once when I threatened to expose the jesters and everything I knew. He said to me, and it was almost like he was possessed, because I swear to God, I remember this. We were sitting in the dark, arguing in bed, and hey, Sherry Taylor, hey, Copper, his entire voice changed. I love you, Elena Rainerman. His entire voice changed. And I was not yelling. It's not my go-to. I'm not a yeller. And I said, I'm going to talk about this. It's illegal what you guys are doing. It's wrong and it's dirty. His back was to me. And I remember I had like chills going. It's hard to freak me out. And I had chills going up and down my body. And I remember him going, "Do you want something to happen to you?" And I was like, "Oh my God." I knew I was in danger, just physically, spiritually. I felt so trapped. And he goes, "If you talk," he said, "Do you want something to happen to you? Do you want to disappear?" And I was like, holy shit. Like I was sweating. I was like, I'm stuck. I am fucking stuck here and it sucks. I have no money left. I sold my house. I had my independence. I owned my own house in my name. Nobody else helped me. Nobody's name. It was in my fucking name. I had a beautiful home in Kansas, tiny house, tiny, tiny house, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, but it was mine. I sold that house. I put the down payment on our house that we bought together. We weren't married. And this was right before we got married. And I bought all the furniture in that house. So Jeff, and it was my choice, but he helped me to dwindle that money down. I truly believe the jester husbands do that. I think they get the wives to deplete any of money of their own. And I think that they make you stuck that way. You're financially stuck. You are the only one who gives us victory over our enemies. You disgrace those who hate us. Oh God, we give you glory to you all day long and constantly praise your name. That's Old Testament. I love that, Abigail. And I believe that. I think if we follow that, we're in good shape. Abigail, thank you for that. That's lovely. Thank you for your super chat. Absolutely trapped me. But the second he said that, "Do you want something to happen to you?" I was like, oh shit. Shit. Well, hey, Jessica LaBarber. And so my point is, I'm not proud of this, but I had a conversation after that. I felt like I gotta somehow get back at him. I gotta assert some dominance. And this was a few days later. I said to him, and I feel bad about this. And it was dark. It was me being very, very dark. And I said to him, I wish something terrible would happen to all of you. I wish something terrible would happen to all of the jesters. I wish some crazy wife would go into one of these parties and just something terrible happened to all of you. And he was like, "You're a sick human being." And I said, "I'm not. You guys are fucking horrific. You're terrible. You are lying to your wives, your families, your children. You are sleeping with prostitutes. It's dark. However you want to look at it, you're doing sex rituals. The girls were laying on tables in those parties. They were doing weird shit to them. I'm all for consensual sex. This was wrong. However you want to spin it, it was wrong." And he would make me feel so bad. And he would say, "You're a sick person. You want to break up families." Because I would threaten him all the time. I would say to him all the time, "I'm going to call up John. I'm going to call up Rick. I'm going to tell the wife at the next party I'm at." And he would go, "You're a sick human being." He used to say that to me all the time. "You're a sick human being that you would want to break up husbands and wives. You want to break up marriages." That's what he'd say. "You want to break up marriages? You're a sick person." And I would go, "It's already broken up, dude. I'm just going to let her know on her end what's going on." And he would go, "Let her figure that out for herself. You're just going to go around splitting up couples. You're a terrible person." He used to say that to me all the time. And that was our life. But I feel bad to this day. I said something very specific, and it was something along the lines of, "I wish a wife would do something." Because I said any one of us wives would probably love to watch the light go out in your eyes. All of you guys. And that blew him away. It freaked him out. I remember it. And he was like, "What did you just say?" He was like, "You are not a person of God." He was like, "You are not a Christian. You are a dark person." He was like, "You're a horrible person." He was like, this was after we were married. And he was like, "I cannot believe I married you." And I said, "I guess you'll have to not believe it then. Maybe you could file for divorce." Hey, Holly. So that was our marriage. That was it every day, day in and day out, every single week with a few days off a month. Like a few days off a month, I actually really would get along with him and I would forget for a minute who he was and what he stood for. But I was thinking about that I said that. And I feel bad that I said that because I don't wish that on anyone. I don't want that for anyone. I feel very differently about that frame of mind. Now, I'm in a different place. I'm much happier. I was in a horrible, torturous environment, and I'm much happier now. So it's different, right? Like I have my people here. It's different. I'm free, but I feel bad to this day that I said that because one, that's not Christ like. That's not God like. That's not following what God would do. And you fought evil with evil. I absolutely did, but I don't ever want to be in a position in my life ever again that I am forced to do that. It made me a very dark person. And I don't wish anything bad on those guys. You know why? As terrible as they are, they're dark, they're demonic. As terrible as they are, that is not my job to hope for that. You think they won't get theirs? Nobody gets away with it. Whether it's in this life or at the end of this life, I truly believe in my heart, you will have to answer for what you've done. That's it. There doesn't need to be any more to that. We don't need follow ups on that. I don't need to know about karma. You will pay for what you've done. That's it. I don't need to know anymore. I trust that God's going to take care of that. It is not my place to tango with people who are messing with dark world shit, abusing women, using them like objects, taking them into rooms and doing who knows what with how many men and animals. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm a better person for it. I don't want to know. I like talking about it. And I think we should, it's just like Scientology. I think we should talk about it more. I'm glad that you feel free. Linda, I love you. And thank you for your super chat. It's the truth. I feel very free and I would never trade that again. That's what I mean. I don't want to get married again. I feel bad because I'm sure there's really good men out there, but I don't want to get married. It's not for me. I really, truly don't. Yeah, Wendy, animals. I really, truly don't want to let anyone have full control over me again to where I can't leave. Now, that could happen if you weren't married. I get that. Thank you, Nana, Shadows Nana. Just finished. Oh my God, that dog's cute. Just finished your stream from yesterday. I absolutely love watching you and you finally understood. I was crying with you saying you just became born again. Welcome to the family of Christ. So I want to say something right now about that, what she just said. Thank you. You know what else has changed since yesterday? This sounds insane. This is going to sound crazy to you. Maybe not, but it's crazy to me. Guys, what I took on yesterday, what I actually realized was real and true. And I feel very different today than I did yesterday. I'm reflecting on things I've done. You don't know this. There are things I do that are not on this camera that I do in my head or just around the house that I would not do on this camera because it's not appropriate on this camera, meaning it doesn't warrant this kind of a response. I would say it, but I don't. So again, I'm embarrassed about this, and please forgive me for what I'm about to say. I mean it. I hope you forgive me for this. Okay. As an ex-Scientologist, Scientologists say this all the time. This is very, 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 very common. I grew up on this. I only take it to this extreme, but we constantly say, Jesus Christ, all the time. It's never meant anything to me to say that. Even being a believer in God over the last few months, I still say it. I still said it. Why? Why did I still say it? Because Jesus wasn't really a concept to me until yesterday. I didn't understand it. And now that I understand it, I don't ever want to say that again. Isn't that weird? I don't want to say it again. It tastes bad in my mouth. I don't want to say it. It's a person's name that I love and care about now that I understand. I don't want to say it. My dad, growing up, I don't say this so much because I just think it just sounds trashy to me. My dad, though, almost every day of his life growing up would go, God damn it. He would say that to me all the time. He would go, God damn it, Marisa. He would scream at me and say that. And I don't that's not one that I use just because I think it's a little harsh, but the other thing about it is all I hear is my dad. Whenever I hear people say it, I'm like, "Oh, it's just a bad it makes me think of my dad." Um, but I feel very different about it today. I can't do it. I mean, I did it because I'm repeating what I normally say. Of course, I can do that. I don't want to do it. I'm sure I'll slip up, but I don't want to do it. I don't feel it doesn't feel right now. It felt fine before because I was not in tune with the whole story and the meaning and all of that. But it feels different today. I don't want to walk around like stubbing my toe going, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't want to do it. It doesn't feel right. Right. Yeah. Heather Carr, it just doesn't feel good to me anymore. Like, I'll have to find something else. And I'm sure I can. I'm sure I say stuff anyway. I'm not a huge cusser. If you'll notice on my streams, I cuss a lot when I'm really into something and I'm like angry. I know that I cuss a lot. I'm gonna try to tone down on that. I don't like cussing. I think I actually don't mind it. Like, I have friends that cuss and I'm never like, "Oh, like I laugh. I don't care. I'm dark, guys. I got dark humor. None of that'll ever change. But I don't love just like throwing out F bombs left and right. I do if I'm passionate about something and I really mean it, I'm into what I'm saying, then it just comes out without me thinking about it. But I don't love just I have a 15-year-old kid. It's not like I walk around the house cussing all day. I don't like to do that in front of him. Like, it's important to me. There's a fine line for me. Anyway, that's the point to that. But it looks like it's going to rain. I hope it does. I want to talk more about, as a matter of fact, Lumen. As a matter of fact, I don't typically plan in advance streams, but I'm not done with this jester stuff. And I don't mean I want to show you all my evidence. I still would like to do that. But evidence is not as important to me as, hey, Christine Baker, how I feel about it. It's the same as Scientology. I've got all kinds of evidence. I've got those audio tapes. It's actually more important for me to talk about what I went through. Hey, New Life Plan. Hey, Kevin Conklin, and how I felt. Does that make sense to you? It's more the motions, the memories, the emotions. That's the kind of stuff I like to go over because that's therapeutic to me. Showing you evidence of how evil the jesters are. I think we kind of know they're evil. I'd be happy to show some of it, but you've seen a lot of it and it's dark. Again, it's like demonic stuff. And yeah, I'm a verbal processor. Totally, Sophia. Yeah. Um, it makes complete sense. God is working in you moment by moment. It is the spirit working in you. Totally baby steps. I think you're right about that. I think you're right about that, babe. And thank you for your super chat. Wendy is curious about the jesters. Well, so I was going to say, could we do a stream on it tomorrow and maybe just go down like from start to finish on what they are and just some of my experiences? I feel like it's something I need to talk about again. I just need to kind of get it out. Jesters are Masons. You have to be a Mason. And they also are Shriners, Wendy, that you have to be a Shriner in order to be a jester. Abigail, for we must all stand before Christ to be judged. We will each receive whatever we deserve for the good or evil we have done in this earthly body. New Testament. Yes. We will each receive whatever we deserve for the good or evil we have done. So we must stand before Christ to be judged. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. I'm serious. That lifts me up, makes me feel better. I don't want to wish anything on anyone. You think people who are evil and doing bad things to kids and all of humankind are just going to slip through the universe and go to heaven? I don't. If there is a heaven, right? I don't. I don't think it will pay off for you. I don't. There's something bigger than me that tells me, don't worry, they'll have their chance. They're going to have to stand and be judged. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. Abigail, thank you. You could replace Jesus and your cusses with mirth. You could be like, Holy mirth. Jesters are the pathetic, perverted Masons. Yes, they are. Can you explain, or do you know how Masons and Shriners are related? I thought they were not the same or related. They are absolutely related. So it all starts, Jessica LaBarber, with Masons, the Masonic temple or whatever they call themselves. Those guys all start out being a Mason. In order to be a Shriner, you have to be a Mason. In order to be a Jester, you have to be a Shriner and a Mason. There's not enough time in the day to go through how many they call them appendant bodies there are. There are so many groups. There's the Order of the Quetzalcoatl. They call it the Q. The Order of the Quetzalcoatl. I don't even know how to say it. I would have to Google it. There's hundreds of the groups. Some are secret, like the Jesters. Some are just out there, right? Oh, Jeff was a part of the Tall Cedars. They literally wore hats that looked like trees. That's another group that you have to be a Mason and a Shriner in order to be the Tall Cedars. There's a ton. It was really sad to watch those guys in their little tree hats. How did Jeff get introduced to start his path toward being a Jester? Fred introduced him and invited him in. Copper. So in order to be yes, Wendy, in order to be a Jester, Tall Cedars, look it up. It's embarrassing. I used to go with him to those meetings and he'd be like, "Where's my cedar hat?" And they'd wear these really sad little hats that look like trees. And some of them were like 95 years old. And they were just like these frumpy old men that smelled like mothballs. And they were wearing hats that looked like trees. And they were like, "We're now going to have a meeting of the Tall Cedars." And I was like, trying not to laugh. It was really sad. This is sad. So you have to be invited. I'm dying. Gotta Google. Go look it up, girl. I'm not making things up here unless I was just slept through all of that. It was a dream. How did Fred know him? Fred knew him through the Shriners, Heather. So you have to be invited. Shannon's journey. You have to be invited to be a Jester. And most Jesters, I know, Abigail, most Jesters come from the Shrine. So most of the Jesters are invited because they know each other through the Shrine. Okay. But just know this, all Jesters are Shriners. Now, it's a very, very extremely, it's called the Royal Order of Jesters. I still have my Jester stuff. It's an extremely secret. It's an extremely secretive group. You will not find much online about them, and you have to be invited in. You cannot ask about it. You can't even go up to your friend and go, "What is this Jester thing?" If you do that, you will never be invited in. You can never speak it out loud, or you will never be invited. That's a rule. You have to make a certain amount of money. It's called a men's luxury organization. You have to be loaded pretty much. And you have to pretty much be white. We saw an Asian guy once, but there's no black people. I mean, it's just I would say, oh, it is racist. Jesters of Tennessee. They're very racist. Kim is blue. Keep picturing it. They're absolutely racist. They have their own pins, and they're always, hey, Robin Miners are always sexual in nature. So you can work up your way through the ranks of the Jesters and become the director of the Jesters for the year if you want to. That's one thing Fred never did, and I'm shocked about that. Because Fred was like the director of everything. He was the potentate of the Shrine. He was into everything. Jeff was a Jester. He was a Jester. He was a director in 2020, and they all get their own stupid pins and they hand them out to people. And as you know, he was called the Cellist, and he had his group that was recruited in for 2020. So that's his class. All Jesters are Masons, but not all Masons are Jesters. Kay Thompson, 100%. So before you go running off going, "Oh my God, my grandpa was a Mason, he's a pervert," likelihood of him being a Jester is low. Not all Masons are assholes. Just know that. They're not all terrible people. They're not all jesters. How did you get that one, Reese? Guys weren't living in Tennessee while you were married, right? How did I get that one? Oh my gosh, Abigail, I have tons and tons and tons of jester stuff from Fred's Travels and Jeff's Travels. This is just one of the, this is all they do here. Ooh, it's dusty. It's been a minute since I got this out. They all coins, right? So, sorry. Branding party. This is the court they were in. It was called the Truman, the President's Court, because Harry Truman was a jester. So they have all this weird memorabilia, and it's always sexual. So Jeff's class that he recruited in the year he was director, he called it Jeff's G-strings. The cellist. Jeff's G-strings. If you went to a Mason funeral, you know how you would know if he was a jester? They do a ceremony for a jester. It's called the Rose Ceremony. Where is it, you guys? Where is my stuff? Maybe somebody broke in and stole it. Okay, well, here's what we'll do. I'll find it for tomorrow. Oh, here it is. The cellist. I am a jester. This is one of their creeds when they go to parties, sex parties. What I see here, what I hear here, shall stay here when I leave here. Nothing to hide, guys. No secrets. Let's see. The rose ceremony. This will be fun. Let's go through this stuff tomorrow. Is the rose ceremony in here? Surely it is. They worship this creepy little dude. It's called a Billiken. It's on everything. Here's the, oh, here you go. I'm going to block out the names, but the rose ceremony. Well, you just saw somebody's name. I don't care that you saw his name, but I'm worried about, it has his phone number. I don't want to give that up. Hey, Riley's Human. This ceremony is our opportunity to pay our last respects to a departing fellow jester and should be well attended. Timely and complete notification of the membership is essential. Upon receiving notice of a member's death, the ceremony director or deputy will determine a family's desires, and if a ceremony is held, will arrange for roses and handle the coordination with the funeral director. He will notify the court by phone through the robocall system. So, yeah, Abigail, you totally don't have to be here for that one tomorrow. It's interesting, but I was also going to read to you. So they have the Jester's Toast and they have the Jester's Creed. They're very organized. They're very creepy. And I'd be happy to go through some of this stuff with you tomorrow. I think we should. I think that we should talk about it. If you're up for it. If you're up for it. If you guys are up for it, I'd like to do a show tomorrow about it and just talk about my thoughts on it and my experience being married to these weird people. This book, this is how stupid they are. They deny that it exists. But here's the problem. Hey, there's Jeff's photo. I'm going to put my hand next to this. They have photos of every single jester in this book. Not just photos, first and last name, date of birth, wife's name, so home phone, cell phone, wife's date of birth, address, and email, and what they do for a living, where they work. So they were really stupid. This is like Otho getting a hold of the handbook in Beetlejuice. what was it called? Mug shots handbook for the recently deceased. That's what's happened here. Like, oh my God, Jeff's picture is so bad. What happened to him? Oh, look at these creeps, you guys. Creeping, creeping, creepy, creeping all day, creeping all the time. What dorks, says Shannon. Total dorks. Creeps, too. Absolute creeps. I could show their names. I just don't want to do that. I mean, I could. I checked with my attorney. I absolutely could. But I don't know that we even have to. I just think it's creepy enough. Yeah, they document everything like Scientology. The cellist was not living his life right. I would agree with that so much, Jessica Barber. Yeah, Abigail, totally. Hey, Katie Fulton. Yeah, so if you guys are up for it, let's just do a little refresher course. Katie, we're talking about the stream we're going to do tomorrow. Let's do a little refresher course on the jesters. I have to be honest. I'm looking forward to talking about this, but is it Jeff with bangs? Oh, man. Why'd you have to bring that up, Debbie? Please tell me it's not. I can't tell because he has a little dicky hat on. Oh, man. Jeff with bangs. Reese, your movie memory and quotes blow me away. Oh, man. Jeff having bangs is the worst thing. Another thing I found today when I found this jewelry in the box. I'll bring it tomorrow. I'll show you. I won't show her name. I have a business card of a prostitute that she gave to Jeff, and it says like events coordinator. And on the back, it says something like always discreet. And it says like helping the upper class have a really good time, but always discreet, something like that. I found him in his little bag one day when he came home from a party. And I was like, who the hell is Lisa? And he was like, it's an events coordinator. And I was like, tell the truth, Jeffrey. He was like, it's a hooker. And I said, did you sleep with her? And he was like, many times. No joke. At least he admitted to it, but he was like, yes, many a times. I was like, you dirty bird. That is fucked up, man. Are you worried about retaliation? Linda, I've gotten letters. I've gotten threatening letters. This is from someone at the Quality Choice Hotel. I've gotten death threats on email. Yeah. They definitely would love to retaliate for sure. There's Rhonda Frank. Fred was amazing. Yes. But I also don't doubt that Fred probably had bad times in the Jesters. I'm sure he did things that he feels guilty about. I don't know. Here's the problem. Fred was a Jester for 50 years. 50 years. I met Fred within the last 3 years of his life. Fred had nothing to do with them at that point. I mean, he had gone to, when I met him, he was a Jester. He had gone to the local lunches. He wasn't traveling at that point. But after I met Fred, I was like, I didn't know what Jesters were. I thought they were just something good. I was told what all the wives are told. They're just a good group of guys, right? So when I would say to him, do you want to go to the party? Do you want to go to this? Do you want to go to that with the Jesters? He'd always say, nope, I'd rather be with you. And he would go, been there, done that. So Fred had probably buttoned up and made peace with at the end of his life that he didn't want to do that anymore. He did it for 50 years, right? I don't know if Fred slept with prostitutes and cheated on his wife. I will tell you, I, in my heart, believe not every Jester cheats. Probably 90% of them do. But I also believe not every single one cheats. So I don't know what to think about that. I truly don't. But I'm sure Fred dipped on the dark side of things. I'm sure he did. He was a human, guys. He wasn't perfect, right? Oh, Buffy, there's so many jokes to be told. I also think the more you talk about it, gets the word out and may fall on the right creators' ears. Yeah, Holly, I hope that's true. I hope that's true. Yeah, 95%. Bye, Jessica LaBarber. I hope to see you tomorrow, babe. Uh, but Kestrel, we don't know if that was the case over 50 years ago. I don't think the Jesters started out as a dirty prostitution ring. That's what I've been told from all the research we did, that it became that over the years. So we don't, and honestly, Kestrel, we just don't know, right? Um, I know, Audra in Denver, it's a bummer. I will say it'll be nice to revisit this. I loved doing these streams with Tommy. I mean, of all the streams Tommy and I did, I loved our laughing streams and just being silly. But I really, really liked the research he did in doing these streams. And that gave me a lot. I learned a lot from those. So it will be nice to revisit these just on my own with you guys. It helps me to talk with the audience more. That's what the reason I don't like to stream with people, because my show is basically the audience are the guests, right? We're just interacting. It's hard to do that when you stream with somebody else. I've been jealous of what you had with him. I've never had it. Audra, with Fred, or are you talking about Tommy? Because I had something special with both of those men. Very special. Tommy was incredible. The Jesters wanted to be edgy. Back then, Edgy was a smutty magazine. Yeah, I don't believe that the Jesters started out with prostitution in the early 1900s. I don't think that's how it started. But I think it turned into that. And I think the Shriners also are dirty, dirty people. Fred, yes, for sure, Audra. I'll never have anything like that. It was incredible. I'm grateful for it, though. I don't feel sad about it. I miss him, but what he gave me was a true gift, and I keep it every day. I didn't lose it, right? I didn't lose it. That's right, West Coast Fancy Nancy. So let's do a stream tomorrow afternoon. Fridays can be tough. A lot of people don't show up on Fridays. People are busy. Would you guys rather do it? Thank you, Audra. I love Fred. I was crazy about that man. The Shriners are pure alcoholics, Shelly. That's an understatement. They are partying fools. And they're stupid. They're assholes. Again, I'm sorry to say that. That's disrespectful to say. But I feel like I've earned the right to say that. I've probably been to at least 100 Shriner parties. They come up and grab your ass. They grope you. They pull your hair. They've grabbed my chest. Like I'm not saying every Shriner is a dirty asshole, but most of them again are, and they feel that way about women, and I don't like that. So I feel like I'm at liberty to fucking say that. It's not like I read something and I'm like, ooh, they're terrible. No, I've experienced it many, many, many times, right? So do you guys want to do it earlier in the afternoon tomorrow, or should we do it later, like around 5? It's up to you. Later actually might be better for me. I forgot Huxley's off school tomorrow, and I'm going to take him around. He's got some things he wants to go do. How about if we do it like around 5 o'clock my time, Central? I lived it with Jeff, Rhonda. I did. I should do a call-in show. Shriners, Heather. Shriners and Jesters. Both are grab ass and men. Big time. Later. Do you guys want to do it later? Would you rather do like a 7 o'clock show? I mean, I don't usually do them that late, but I'd be happy to. What would you prefer? Later, says Kay Thompson. I would be happy to make it like a 7:30. We hold Fred in very high regard. His Jester affiliation doesn't change the beautiful love you two shared. I love Fred for how he loved you, and nothing will change my opinion on him. Alicia, that's such a nice thing to say. Thank you. Vicky Cat says 6 my time. I don't know what your time is. What time is it there now? I'm terrible with time zones. Sherry Taylor, it's 6:42 where I'm at. I mean, I could do later. Do you guys want to do like a 7 o'clock? Okay, Liz Tricks, it works later for her too. Should I do like, okay, 7 my time is perfect. As I say, should I do like a 6:30? Does that compromise a little bit? 6:30 my time? I can do any of those guys. So whatever works. They're a men's club from the good old times. Of course, they're groped women like it's acceptable. Yeah, they did. They did. Wow, Sam. So 6:30 Biggie Cat my time says. How about if we do 6:30 my time? What should I title it? I kind of want to title it something that's not just whatever. Thank you, Dawn. The gestures take pathetic to new levels, Kevin. You're absolutely right. Love you, Linda. If you stream it, they will come. I like later, I have no life, Audra. Um, Jumping gestures. Oh my God. I think I'll just title it something like Revisiting the Royal Order of Gestures. That way everybody knows what I'm talking about. Surely you jest. That's funny. Okay, let's do they are West Coast Fancy Nancy. Guys, let's do 6:30, so like 24 hours from now-ish. Let's do 6:30 tomorrow. I'll set up the stream a little bit earlier. Bye, Rachel. And by the way, this is like yesterday's stream. Don't come if it's not something that you don't. I mean, I'm not saying don't come. Come if you want, but just know that's going to be the topic and it's not for everybody. Kind of like yesterday's stream, it's not for everybody. So if it's something that's too heavy or triggering, trust me, I get it. Dusting off the dirty gestures, Liz. I love that. I love that. But just keep your mental health first, guys. Like don't force yourself to be somewhere you're not comfortable. That goes with here or anywhere in your life. Remember, you have a choice, okay? Thank you tonight. I will, Armine. Jester Arrester. Tomorrow at 6:30, be here. We'll go over some stuff. I'll pull out some of my things. And thank you tonight for listening. This was kind of went all over the place, but I love those streams. So thank you for listening. Thank you again for the super chats. I love you guys. Thank you for being members. Speaking of members, don't forget the Zoom call is Sunday for the Gertie and Fred tier memberships. I'm really looking forward to that Zoom call. Love you guys. Thank you. I have to poop, so I'm going to go. And here comes Fred.